You are standing in Wembley Arena, London. 9,000 people around you, screaming. The lights go down. Smoke fills the air. And then she walks out elegant, confident, in a designer gown that costs more than your car. The crowd goes absolutely insane. This is not a rock concert. This is not a political rally. This is a cryptocurrency seminar. And the woman on that stage, she's about to tell you that she holds the key to the greatest financial revolution in human history. Her name is Dr. Ruja Ignatova. She has a PhD from Oxford. She speaks 5 languages. She has been called the Cryptoqueen by Forbes, by Bloomberg, by everyone who is anyone in the world of money. And tonight, in this arena, she's going to offer you a chance to get in on the ground floor of OneCoin, the cryptocurrency that will make Bitcoin obsolete. The crowd erupts. People are crying. And somewhere, in the back of your mind, a small voice asks, "Is this real?" You silence it, because she seems so real. And that is exactly what she is counting on. To understand how Ruja Ignatova pulled off the greatest crypto fraud in history, you need to go back to 1980, to a gray Soviet-era apartment block in Plovdiv, Bulgaria, a country behind the Iron Curtain, where ambition had nowhere to go. Ruja grows up in a world where intelligence alone is not enough. But she has something else. She has hunger. Her father, a sharp-eyed businessman with connections that do not appear in newspapers, makes sure she gets out. She studies law in Constance, Germany. Then at Oxford, she is, by any measure, extraordinary. She graduates summa cum laude, Doctor of Law. She joins McKinsey, the most prestigious consulting firm on earth, and rises fast. She is advising billionaires. She is in rooms where decisions are made that affect millions of people. But she is not the one making those decisions. She is the one explaining them. And Ruja Ignatova does not want to explain power. She wants to have it. In 2012, there is a small fraud conviction in Germany. A minor case. Almost nobody notices. It is, looking back, a rehearsal. A test. The real show has not even begun. Sofia, Bulgaria, 2014. Ruja is sitting in a modern office, staring at Bitcoin price charts on her laptop. Bitcoin has made people millionaires. But here is the problem. Ordinary people do not understand Bitcoin. It is too technical, too volatile. Too late. The early adopters are already rich. The window, or so people feel, has closed. And Ruja sees something no one else sees. Not a technology gap, a psychological gap. What if you could give ordinary people the feeling of being early? The excitement of getting in before everyone else? She calls an old contact, Sebastian Greenwood, a Swedish-born salesman with a gift for making people believe what they want to hear. Together, they design OneCoin. Not as a currency, as a feeling. Customers do not buy coins directly, they buy educational packages. And as a bonus, they receive tokens. Tokens that will one day become coins worth a fortune. It sounds legitimate. It sounds like the future, and every single element of it, the blockchain, the mining, the value, is a complete fabrication. There is no blockchain. There is one database, and Ruja holds the only key. OneCoin does not spread through advertising. It spreads through people. Family brings family. Friends bring friends. Pastors bring their congregations. Community leaders bring their villages. In Lagos, Nigeria, a woman sells her gold jewelry to invest. In Mumbai, India, a man borrows money from his father-in-law. In Amsterdam, a retired couple withdraws their life savings. In rural Mozambique, farmers pool their harvest money together. The victims are not stupid. They are hopeful. They are people who believe, who desperately want to believe, that technology can finally give them the same opportunities as the wealthy. And at the center of it all, always, is Ruja. She arrives by private jet. She stays in the best hotels. Her security team clears the room before she enters. She is not selling a product. She is selling a vision. At every seminar, in every city, on every continent, the message is the same. You are not late. You are early. You are the chosen ones who will change the financial system forever. The crowd always believes it. Because she believes it, or at least, she performs belief with absolute perfection. By 2015, OneCoin has offices in 23 countries, events in over 100 cities, and a financial machine generating over $1 billion a year. None of it is real. All of it is working. At her peak, Ruja Ignatova controls an empire worth over $4 billion. She owns properties in London, Sofia, and Dubai. She moves by helicopter and superyacht. She is photographed at state banquets in Moscow and at fashion ateliers in Milan. The international financial press calls her a visionary, a disruptor, a self-made billionaire. In interview after interview, she handles every question with surgical precision. Critics say OneCoin is a pyramid scheme. She smiles that perfect smile and says, "People said the same thing about the internet in 1995. What makes her truly dangerous is this. She is not a simple con artist. She is a builder. She builds structures, PR firms in 3 continents, law firms in 12 countries, shell companies in the Cayman Islands, Dubai, Hong Kong. Financial architecture so complex that tracking the money becomes nearly impossible. Hundreds of millions move between accounts before investigators can even identify the source. She's always one step ahead, not because she is lucky, because she is prepared for this. And yet, in rare, unguarded moments, something passes across her face. A flicker of something, exhaustion, or perhaps the particular loneliness of someone who has performed a lie so long they can no longer find the truth underneath it. Not everyone is fooled. In 2016, a Norwegian blockchain expert named Bjorn Jerk is hired by OneCoin to build their technology infrastructure. He starts reviewing the systems. Within days, he is horrified. There is no blockchain. There is no mining. There is a single, centrally controlled database, a spreadsheet with a fancy name. He goes to the leadership. He is fired before he can finish the sentence. But he starts talking, and others start listening. Slowly, painfully slowly, the word begins to spread. In London, a BBC journalist named Jamie Bartlett begins investigating. He publishes a podcast called The Missing Cryptoqueen, and overnight, it becomes one of the most listened to true crime series on Earth. Regulators in the UK, Germany, and the United States begin issuing warnings. In China, authorities arrest hundreds of OneCoin promoters. In India, offices are raided and computers seized. The walls are beginning to close in, but Ruja is watching, and she is already preparing her exit. The most chilling part? Even as the warnings multiply, the money keeps flowing in, because the people who believe do not want to hear it, and the people who know are afraid to speak. June 11th, 2016. We are back in Wembley Arena. 9,000 people, spotlights, confetti, and Ruja, in her element, performing the role of a lifetime. Look around you, she says. You are not investors. You are revolutionaries. You are changing the financial system forever. The crowd rises to its feet, a standing ovation, total, absolute belief. And now, knowing what we know, this scene plays completely differently. Every face in that crowd is a person who will lose money. Some will lose everything. After the show, backstage, Ruja stands alone in the empty arena. Security has cleared the room. Her team is outside. She looks out at 9,000 empty seats. What does she see? What does she feel? No one knows. No camera captures this moment. It is imagined, but it is not hard to imagine. Because somewhere inside the machine she has built, in a room no performance can reach, there must be a version of Ruja Ignatova who knows exactly what she has done. And what is coming next? In 2017, the world is moving faster than Ruja can control. China arrests hundreds. India shuts down offices. The FBI opens a formal investigation in New York. Agents pull bank statements showing 8-figure transfers moving between accounts in seconds. Dubai to Cayman Islands to Hong Kong to Bulgaria and back again. One FBI agent, staring at the financial web on his whiteboard, says, "She moves money faster than we can track it, and she knows we are watching." In Sofia, Ruja receives a phone call. The details of that call are not publicly known, but her response is, she begins transferring money, large amounts, to accounts that are already hidden. She begins packing quietly, not a full departure. She tells her team she will be back in days. She signs papers. She has meetings. She acts to everyone around her as if everything is completely normal. But she books a ticket, a one-way ticket. On the evening of October 25th, 2017, she drives to Sofia International Airport. She is wearing a red coat. She has one suitcase. She does not look back. October 25th, 2017. Sofia Airport. Security camera footage, grainy, gray, captures a woman in a red coat checking in for a flight to Athens, Greece. She passes through security. She boards the plane. The plane lands in Athens. And Ruja Ignatova is never seen again. Not officially, not provably. She vanishes as completely as if she never existed. The money she took with her, best estimates range from several $100 million to over $1 billion, vanishes with her. The OneCoin machine keeps running for months before it collapses, because no one inside it wants to believe she is gone. The theories multiply. She is in Russia, protected by oligarchs who helped her launder money. She is in Dubai, living under a new name with a surgically altered face. She is dead, killed by the criminal networks she borrowed from to fund the pyramid. None of these theories has been confirmed. None has been disproven. She's simply gone. The 10th woman in history to appear on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. A $100,000 reward. And not a single confirmed sighting. Behind the disappearance, there are people. An elderly man in Uganda showing an empty bank statement to a camera. A family in Indonesia standing in front of their home with a foreclosure notice on the door. A group of farmers in Mozambique who pooled their harvest money gone. A father in the Philippines who cannot look his daughter in the eye. These are not statistics. These are the $4.5 billion. These are the 3 million victims across 175 countries. These are the people who believed. Justice, when it comes, is partial. Sebastian Greenwood, Ruja's co-founder, is arrested in 2018. Her brother Konstantin Ignatov takes over operations, continues running the scheme, and is himself arrested at Los Angeles Airport in 2019. He cooperates with the FBI. He testifies against everyone he can. In 2023, he is sentenced to 18 months, a remarkably light sentence for his level of involvement. Ruja's lawyers argue she cannot be held responsible for actions taken in her absence. It is the perfect escape because she is absent. In 2022, the FBI places Ruja Ignatova on its 10 most wanted list, only the 10th woman in history to receive that designation. A $100,000 reward. Interpol issues a red notice. Intelligence teams in more than 20 countries are actively searching. Facial recognition software scans airport footage around the world. Cryptocurrency forensic experts trace transactions backward through layers of shell companies looking for a trail. There are alleged sightings. A woman matching her description in Greece, in Russia, in the UAE. Each lead goes cold. What makes this case uniquely haunting is what it reveals about the pursuit of justice in a globalized world. Money moves faster than law. Identity can be purchased. Geography is negotiable when you have enough resources. Ruja built a machine specifically designed to make her untouchable, and she disappeared into the machine she built. The investigators are brilliant. They are determined, and they are, so far, empty-handed. The case remains open. The board is still on the wall, and the photo, that same confident, perfect photo, still stares back at them every morning. What made OneCoin possible was not Ruja Ignatova's intelligence. It was not her charisma. It was something far more human. It was our desire to believe, our need to find a shortcut, our hope that this time, this technology, this opportunity, this person is different. Ruja did not invent that desire. She simply understood it better than anyone else, and she used it without mercy. Wherever she is tonight, the money is with her. The question of justice remains open, but the lesson is already written. The most dangerous fraudster is not the one who lies to you. It is the one who tells you exactly what you want to hear. Ruja Ignatova is still being sought. The FBI reward stands at $100,000. And somewhere in the world, in a room we cannot see, in a life we cannot imagine, the Queen of Lies is still free. Before you go, if this story kept you watching, it would mean the world to me if you hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who love stories like this. And if you want more true crime, more financial fraud, more stories that are stranger than fiction, subscribe. I put everything into every single video, and I would love to have you along for the next one.